So a lot of changes since last time. New menu system, a little radar up here in the top left, a little mini map. Some things have been organized into menus. And of course there's an editor, but let's just jump right in. I'm going to unpause and you can zoom out further now. Let's drop our ship in. There's some new things going on now. There are these little emitter critter like things, and they are different than, oh, I should build some diggers too, shouldn't I? They're different than other emitters. They don't just emit creeper. I'm in a bit of a rush. I've not actually played this mission. I just drew it, slapped some stuff in here, so it may be terrible. This is decayable land here, and there is breeder here that's making it, which means it's going to come to the surface. So I need to kind of get in here and get some stuff done. These emitters don't emit creeper directly. They throw off these particles. And if I pause the game and go to visibility and turn creeper visibility off, you can, and then, well, I'll just let it run again. They're throwing off these particles that have a half-life. These particles are a creeper maker. They're not a breeder, they're a maker. So they make creeper on their own, but they also decay over time. So it's almost as if every little particle is itself a tiny little emitter with a finite life. So not only do we have ships that move a pixel at a time and land that moves a pixel at a time, emitters can also exist on a per pixel scale. And then I've just got this unit that's kind of throwing them out right now. Since they have a half-life and since they're emitted at a certain rate, that's why there is a varying but roughly constant pool of them that's making a sort of a fixed amount of creeper. That can change, of course, based on geometry and other conditions. The repair intervals and all sorts of stuff that I have not tested. I am testing it right now. Okay, good. So here's another neat thing. So this is a nullifier. I'm going to build a nullifier. But you're like, you're building a nullifier and it's not near an emitter. That's right. It doesn't have to be built near the emitter. It does have to operate, obviously, near one or more emitters, and it has to stay there for a while. But you don't have to build it there. You can build it and then you have to be able to move it to where you need to get it. So he's built and he's charged. So I'm going to move him in range. Range indicators will come, and when he's there, he's going to fire and detonate and blow up that guy. Yikes. This has made it to the surface. I better pay attention here, and I need to take this out, so I better get busy. Let's see if I can do this. Anyway, when emitters blow up, they're supposed to throw particles off everywhere. That one didn't, and I don't know why. Like I said, this is...
It did yesterday.
It did yesterday, and this is this morning's build. So, you know, bit rot happens overnight. It's well-established physical law. I can't do that. What am I doing? This ship... I wonder if this little lathe ship can, and our main ship, with their cannons can, I bet they can't. I want to attack down here lower and see if I can get in there. Okay, all right. Anyway, it seems to be working better now. These guys are kind of holding this off. What I need to do is get some firepower in here. I need these ships closer. Actually, you know what? I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I really should take this guy out, because if he did throw Pixilium off, it would flow down here. That's why I did this. It would flow down here, and then I could dig this, and it would fall down on top of that. That's what I should be doing. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Ooh, that's going to be bad. There's a lot of stuff there.
Let's get that nullifier built again. There's only one of them. And this inventory system down here, it's a build menu, and you're like, okay, looks like ships, just like in other games, but you can move things around in this inventory. And
show the second. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, there are other slots, because we're going to come across more things in these missions, and you're going to accumulate larger numbers of things, so you can kind of manage where they are. If they're not in your quick menu, then they're in your
slow menu.
Yeah, you're there in your less accessible menu. Okay, what happens? Can I move up here and dig in there? If
Yeah,
I come
and oh, they die.
flying out of here.
That was a bit
No,
excessive.
no, no, no. Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff there. You should have waited a bit.
Yeah, there was. Can they hold the line? I don't know. And this is a bad position, right? Because it's coming over the top. You guys can get out of there. You can sort of fall back and
Can that mothership come and help or not at all?
it's only got a single cannon, but yeah, it can if I can get a line of sight for it or make a spot for it. It sometimes one more gun makes a difference.
Well,
Right,
actually,
so
your weapon's already holding the line there.
there was pressure in here, and that pressure is
Yeah.
sort of relieved now. So
Yes, yes.
in theory,
You can fly back. One of the small ships can fly back in there now.
I'm trying to make sure I don't release all
So-
this sand.
What exactly is the new stuff? Is this the movable emitter and the stuff it emits?
Right. So there's been a complete cleanup of the interface here with
Okay, the interface is nice, yes.
the interface is cleaner. The rules have changed on a number of things. You'll notice that I'm not building beacons and I'm not uncovering things. There has been the introduction of particular enemy units, more sand type.
Mm-hmm.
And there has been a refurbishing of the way these units are made, the JSON and the definitions. That's invisible to you here. That's more of a how do I make custom maps type
It took you a long time to get that working.
type thing. Yeah, and that's still a work in progress. And I can show some of the editor here in a minute. And you know what? I think I can get him in here and maybe.
Talking about that, you moving the beacons. In Creeper World 2, for instance, there was a choice. The map could be lit or the map could be dark.
All right, it does look like this guy that he created some pixelium here when this emitter blew. If I point at it down here at the bottom, it tells me what I'm pointing at. So anyway, I should be able to come in here and do this now.
Yeah, I was thinking. What does Pixelium do again?
It prevents the flow of creeper, so if you can get it to flow down, it will cover up this creeper breeder down here and make it easier to take this chamber.
Is that why we see those explosions of creeper there? In the right, there seemed to be, there was waves over the terrain of creeper sometimes.
Sometimes when terraforming or when sand falls, it pushes creeper onto land, and then the rule right now is that it flows upward. If I do something like that, it should fall down and it should cover up. Let's turn visibility off. It should, exactly.
There you go. There you go.
A lot of work that I don't think I actually needed to do, but if this was rougher or meaner, it would have made more sense. I think I can just get in here now and gut this area. The other thing that's changed is the economic driver. Your primary constraint is excavating and digging in order to be able to reach an area. The resources that you begin a mission with, the ships that you're able to build and the numbers, is something that you begin a mission with. It's sort of like a particle fleet in that regards. It's given to you or it's been acquired over time. The way you get more is by demonstrating, yeah, I can do this now. It's by demonstrating proficiency and accumulating experience, or IXE. That's what this number at the top is. It's experience. As you play, as you accomplish things of greatness, as you acquire artifacts, as you discover things across the story, you get experience. And the more experience you get, then you rank up, and then you are, because you're a higher rank, you are awarded more resources. So when you begin, the military command doesn't trust you, right, with much because you've not proven yourself. So you will get more over time. Some technologies you may acquire or discover along the way, and others are simply awarded to you as you go up. So your ability to control more and more ships increases as your experience increases on a non-linear scale. Some of these things here are things that right now, these are repurposed from earlier alpha builds. They just simply award the experience that you see at the top. This is a little trap right here though. This is a creeper breeder. If I just punch through this to get these, the breeder's going to fall down into a pool of creeper.
That would be bad.
that would be not good.
I
But
thought you were going to put a shield up there to maybe contain them.
that's one thing to do. Sure. I could. We need these guys in range so they can do some digging. Get that going. These guys want to move here, but they can't. So that's why they're like this. As soon as they can, they will. And
Well,
then
if they could dig, would they dig while they're in that holding position? Or, for instance, if you have some ships that have a little excavation module on it,
this, yeah.
if you tell it to move,
If you tell it to move and it can't,
then will it dig? Will it dig out what it can?
no, it's dematerialized. It's sort of
Okay.
waiting at that point.
So that's what I'm wondering. Okay.
If you sort of rematerialize it, then
Now it will help digging. Yes.
then it will dig. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Let's get this guy here. And I may expose this bug again, but let's switch to the shield and build some across here. But just as soon as this is done, or at
You can
least
start now.
I think I can dig here. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Sure. I should have planned that a little better, but nonetheless, it's fine. As long as these particles from the ship can reach here, it will acquire these and the experience will go up. You can expect lots of prettier animations and numbers appearing that fly up here and all.
Is that little excavator stuck there now, or can he move out of there?
He is stuck. No, he's not. That's right. That's right. These particles, these liquid particles, don't block movement. It's an option in the definition of a particle of sand, whether it blocks movement, whether it blocks creeper. So while I've been ignoring that, or I've been ignoring this while I've been doing all this, this chamber is probably reaching higher values, and there's a whole bunch of emitters that have just been pushing stuff out.
But this is a nuclear reactor, it'd be melting down by now.
Yeah, so this is the prime target for trying to get one nullifier in just the right spot, so it takes out all five at once.
You think you can do it?
Yeah, the question is how? What's the best way?
You should have awarded yourself a ship when you dug through for that trap.
By tomorrow or the day after, there's going to be a pickup that will give you something. That will actually give you a ship, as well as pickups that give you local upgrades, because that's another thing that would be beneficial.
Okay, Bob's asking if you can nullify through terrain similar to Creeper World 4, I guess.
You cannot nullify through terrain right now. They require line of sight. It's a single line of code in the RPL for the nullifier. So it could be an option that some nullifiers or an advanced nullifier can go through at least some amount of terrain. As a footnote, when I implemented the nullifier, I did it 100% in RPL along with a JSON file. It's just in a directory, and that's the same as a custom unit.
Isn't that's a bit... Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
I don't know.
So if you get that creeper into that the breeder stuff, you were going to get
right. So
hiding.
Actually, you got a good point. This stuff right here is dangerous.
Yes.
So I actually want it.
Shield time.
I actually want it down here now.
Yes, you do.
And then I'll put the shield back.
Dig a different line.
Yeah, I have to get a complete slope here. Otherwise it will retain it.
There's one or two little... There we go.
There we go. And then we can put the shield back. A little insurance.
And
if anything gets over here.
Bring your big ships up, right?
Right. I was going to try to let some of the pressure release and some of the the stuff that's coming out of the emitters here, the particles that are making the creeper, fall down so that it's emitting below me while I work on the pressure.
I would have gone in from the top, but that's...
It probably makes more sense to come in up here. You're probably right. I mean, it's weakest up here, right? It's only 400 up there, and it's 500s down here, or 700, depending. This might make for more... oops, not that. This might make for more entertainment, though.
My bet is you're going to get a whipping there. A whooping.
Probably so. And if I screw it up and have to retreat, it'll burn through that shield and be very problematic.
Your ships are far away. Your ships need to be closer.
Let's buy ourselves a little
Do
extra time.
you have any more ships you can bring to bear? No, it all says 0. All the ships are 0s.
Yeah, I mean, I can bring up the editor and cheat.
No.
I'm also building this shield bigger than it needs to be.
Yes.
This guy's got a gun on him. I'll move him to this side, and I'll move these guys back over here. They're kind of in the back, so they can finish working on that. And then maybe so their cannons can come to bear. Let's put it on the smallest size and dig one little hole right there. And there comes the flood.
Is your hole too small? Catchment area is too small.
Probably this should have been...
Because, you know, there's two problems with what you did here. The other one is those emitters are there, and they're still secreting the stuff that...
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and build a nullifier. It won't work unless I can get line of sight. Or I can maybe let just this one emitter fall down if I make this a little bit bigger. You'll notice they sort of bounce around a little bit. They're governed by physics. They're managing right now.
Anticreeper break terrain. Yes, there is decayable terrain. It's a thing. I don't know if there was some on this map, but there is. I'm answering question on Discord.
Yeah.
It's terrain type for decay.
There we go. So let's bring in our buddy now. If he can hold that position long enough. And these guys go pretty fast right now. They really should take a look. No!
He escaped.
Come on, no, you dog. I have no one to blame but myself on this.
Move one of the ships in the back closer to give you some more
if I can sneak in here. Get her right around that corner. There we go. Hop up. There we go. Nice.
Holy cow, that was an explosion and a half.
Yeah, there we go. So this should now diminish.
But not sufficiently. You need to get that other one to come down.
Yeah,
you did the whole big... No, wait, it's just a creeper going up. Oh my gosh.
I can get in range here. And there we go. I could probably... While you're dealing with him, I think I made a big mistake, but maybe they're going to hold on. Wow, they almost ran. Oh, come on, charge. There we go. They did run out of ammo, but they made it. I moved the Fury ship down here. When it's moving, it can't send out ammo. So these guys ran out of ammo while he was he was relocating. Let's get in here. Okay, good. So those guys are depleted. This pressurization is way down.
Oh, I see the stuff forming there now.
Mm-hmm.
Big
so this is low land. So this is a semi-barrier right here. If I turn off Creeper, this stuff right here rejects the flow of Creeper, but only up to a certain amount. So when the pressure up here is high enough, it's flowing over this. That's why we're getting a flow here. If I could relieve the pressure in the upper chamber, then this would also stop. But there is nothing relieving that pressure other than the overflow right now. So the question is how to... See, by doing it this way, I've created a front, right, that I have to defend.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have to leave something here. Otherwise, this will flood again. And I don't want to fight up in this direction. If I try to go across, I have this stuff flooding down on top of me. I mean, you're right. It just would have been better to come at this from the top. There's no doubt about that. I wonder if
lots of strategic choices. I see everybody now is offering how they would approach it, and that's good.
Oh yeah, what should I do? What are they saying?
Well, some of them suggest that you deal with the lower chamber first.
These guys,
I guess.
Or
I don't know. I mean,
this is a freebie. There's nothing producing here. That's just free experience.
Yeah.
This is creeper breeder that doesn't flow.
High pressure, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a breeder patch here and there's an emitter here.
There's a lot of pixelium in that empty chamber now. Can you dig that through and it'll fall into the other chamber and do something?
Here?
Yes.
I could. Well, that opens this chamber, so I'm sort of committed to taking it out. It will fall down, and exactly what it will do down here, I don't know.
That's what I'm curious.
Because I haven't put pixelium on top of Creeper Maker and an emitter before, so I don't know. Let's find out. So the other thing you'll notice that's absent on this mission is a set of objectives. Now that doesn't mean that they aren't going to appear in some missions, but some missions won't have objectives. The objectives will be implicit. They will be self-determined, meaning you're after experience, you're after IXE, right, to level up. So when you go to a random world in the story sector, for instance, you might be there and you might say, you know what, I can snag some artifacts, get some experience, or take out a couple easy emitters, and then I'm done. Then this other stuff I don't want to mess with right now, or it's too difficult, or would take too much resources or time, so you leave and you go some other world and come back later when you've got more appropriate equipment. So that's sort of the idea, that you can play for a little bit, you can pick off easy stuff, you can play casually like I am right now, right? I'm not in any big rush.
I have a question about that. Do you have to stabilize the map if you leave it? I mean, if you leave this map now and come back later, you're holding down that creeper from the top, right? So if you leave, would it keep working, and when you come back, the entire map will be flooded because of that?
Well, that is an open topic. At the very least, the intent for a story sector is that when you leave a world, it auto saves, and when you return to the world, it auto loads. So it is left in the state that you left it.
So sorry, I'm talking over you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Say what I think you're going to say.
So it means that you play, you see you're too weak, you save it, you leave, you get stronger, you come back, and you play exactly from the same point?
That's one answer. And there's obvious reasons for that answer, right?
That's the answer I want.
Right. So obviously the way that would work is the game saves, and then when you come back, the game loads. If you want the creeper to advance in your exit, then there's a number of ways to implement that. There's a number of solutions for simulating the re-expanse.
That activity, yeah.
Right. And the one thing that can't happen is that I just instantly re-simulate the entire game at some hyper speed for...
because you could have been away for a physical year.
Right. So that's not going to happen, right? It's computationally disallowed, let's say. So there has to be a fake way of advancing time. Now that fake way can be something that basically means, well, you reset the map to some other stages. It might mean that there are defined snapshots taken along the way.
It should be a checkpoint, yeah.
And it reverts to the previous set of checkpoints. There's one taken every 10 minutes or something, so it's going to revert to the previous checkpoint whatever, I don't know, 5 minutes, 1 minute, I don't even know.
Okay.
The other way is challenging and interesting at the same time, and it's, is there a way to fake simulate the flow of creep? Just answer that question hypothetically. Is there a way to sort of fake simulate the flow of creeper
Cheaply.
cheaply? Exactly. And there are ways to approximate it, but that's not the whole problem, right?
No.
The flow of creeper is not the whole problem. All right, I'm gonna do this unwise thing.
Oh, I'm crying. I'm
Now they've
weeping.
got a double front here. All right, so the pixelium is flowing down here, and it is covering this stuff up. Let's turn off.
Hey, it did seem to do something.
I don't know that it matters, because new stuff is getting created, old
On
stuff
top
is
of it.
decaying.
Why? Oh, because you still have a whole bunch of it. Does it fall below the pixelium now? Okay, you just lost this map. I'm sure you have.
I am in trouble.
Yes, in big trouble. Irrecoverable trouble.
Back up. That's interesting. So it's, you know what? I think it's slowly getting destroyed, and I can tell you why. It's an internal detail for how these particles, this is an open topic for me to resolve. It's slowly getting consumed by the creation of new particles that are spawning on top of it. So that pixelium, the rest of it just got consumed.
Okay, so then you're in big trouble. I don't think you can. Now you have a very bad two-front battle to fight.
Right, so this is just... So at this point, if this was a random world, I would say, you know what, I'm done.
I think you should probably say it on this map anyway. You showed everything that was there anything else you wanted to show? Because then
No.
maybe pull out the editor, delete all the creeper.
I can pull up the editor. Yeah, I can hit my magic key and bring up the editor here, so people can get a look at what this is. All work in progress, of course, stuff that has been seen before, and not. Here's the builder for units built in and custom. So it shows you a little preview image, and then there's a way to add to the inventory and remove from the inventory, or just create an instance. So if I wanted to create, let's say I wanted, go ahead.
Could you put some Anticreeper somewhere and the Anticreeper breeder, and that may help you.
I don't have Anticreeper breeder yet.
Oh, bummer.
It's a good question. That's a great question. I don't even have a way other than manually in the editor of making Anticreeper right now. It's usually something that comes a little bit later in the story.
Okay.
So I've just not done that yet, but that's an obvious one. I have a creeper breeder, but I don't have another type of sand that makes Anticreeper. But I can just make a patch of Anticreeper in a chamber. Let's say I wanted to do that, and then I wanted to make a hyper compressed amount of Anticreeper. Flood it in there. So that's a lot. If I did something like that, then it would make sense to
Build a shield above it so it doesn't flood up. Yeah, there you go.
exactly,
Good job.
a little shield right there, and
You can call in your troops for help.
maybe.
You do plan to have custom colors for Creeper and Anticreeper, right?
Yeah, there's no reason. There's
So
no.
this time around, you're not using one of the channels like you did in Creeper World 4.
Yeah, it's really even hard to explain where the limitation came from in Creeper World 4. It had to do.
I know
with
you showed me how you used the channel on the shaders.
Yeah, and it's a really important optimization.
and then also the other part was tweaks for the visibility, and you couldn't recreate all those tweaks in a custom color.
Okay, so this stuff's gonna flood out of here. Hopefully help. Because we can get the creeper off of it, then that stops producing, and that is a big benefit. Let's bring the big gun up.
JCO, we have not yet decided, I think, on hardened creeper, such as Crimson in Creeper World 4. JCO was asking if there would be Crimson.
Don't know yet.
But it may be, it may not be. We don't know. And Crimson came out very late in Creeper World 4, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, if there is, it may be implemented a little differently.
Yeah, that too. But this is good. You're looking like you're now winning here.
Get a space opened up here to get the nullifier into. In the future, I think we're going to see probably a lot more physics controlled units that do things with the sand. Oh yeah, the Anticreeper pressure alone is going to cover my assault with this nullifier. Let's get him in there.
And
Get him
boom.
taken out. This guy's even collecting. Okay, so the southern front's taken care of. Now I can return. I wonder if I can be really foolish.
And go, I thought you could do that. That's what I would do. Oh,
This is really foolish.
well, who knows? You have a lot of anti-creep on your side now.
What I don't have is enough space for the big guns. There we go. I punched through right there. Oh,
Yeah, well, you don't have anything to save you.
yeah. You know, they're doing a fine job of
Wow, they
facing
actually
down
are.
death.
They are doing an amazing job there. But you could send one of the small ships. No, you.
I think they actually held it off. This pressure is. That means this should stop flowing over.
Which means maybe you can fly one of those small ships into that channel. Will it fit?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, move him up. His rockets will go in further.
And the other two small ships can also go now, can't they? There you go.
This is not a job I would want if I was piloting these ships in this narrow little alley.
These ships are remote controlled ships.
Yeah. All ships in Creep World are always remotely controlled. Might be able to get.
I don't know what a flamethrower type weapon, or what of these things are susceptible to flames.
There might be something that throws a slew of particles, like crazy number of particles out, and those particles are they are themselves creeper destroyers. Each particle is a absorber, a destroyer of creeper.
Well, a damper, I'm talking to the guys on Discord
Okay.
again. A damper is a thing that stops creeper from moving, not a flamethrower. We had damper fields in almost two. No, we just Creeper World 4 had dampers. Nothing before that had a damper, wave damper. Okay, there we go. It's going to be interesting.
Move him a little closer.
I was thinking you'd want him much closer than that. You know what would be nice, akin to something in Creeper World 3, is if the unit would show a little number of how many targets it has.
Yeah.
They want Steam.
Yeah, they won't. So this, right? See this stuff that's flying, these particles that are flying up.
Do particles damage ships in different ways than the Creeper does? Or can they?
They can.
Are there particles that damage?
There currently aren't, but there will be. Where it gets really interesting is when particles convert between themselves, and when Creeper is also part of that chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it gets interesting. That, along with the geometry and the physics, that interaction between those multiple things is where it gets most interesting. I'm digging a hole right now because I want a lot of this Creeper Maker to fall down so that these guys rest a little lower so that I can get my Nullifier down on top of them. If I try to maybe make a pit for it here.
How sensitive is the Nullifier to Creeper damage?
It's the same as other units right now, which is to say there is a damage constant. that occurs per pixel when it's exposed to Creeper. It's a matter of a few seconds before a pixel is destroyed. If the nullifier has to be 100% intact for it to operate. So if let's just do it, right? So if I move this guy into,
He's going to take a serious hit.
he's firing.
Oh, no, look.
But he's damaged now, right?
Too late. Okay.
And if I let him continue to sit here, if he gets,
You get destroyed. Move him up.
I'm just gonna let him go, and then I'll rebuild him. So if he gets 50% damage, he's gone.
Okay.
And now these are all parameters that are no doubt going to get heavily tweaked. So you're just seeing the way they are today. It's all got this is heavily related to balance and maybe even an upgrade. How long it takes, how far it can fire, and what its damage rate and recovery is.
Fly your other ships down below that barrier, and then maybe you can get rid of all this stuff.
Bring everything to bear.
Yes.
I wanted these guys to fall down and get in a nice clump. This might do it.
I think you can still get them.
That'll probably do it. This is probably close enough to do all 5 at once. There we go.
Yeah.
Go. Do it. There we go. Nice.
Nice. Now you have a lot of that stuff. Pixelium.
I wanted to take out all 5 with one nullifier.
We're going to die in a rain of antagonistic creeper, yeah. I was thinking you could dig through to the bottom there and wipe out that last pool of creeper, let the Anticreeper run into them.
Oh, I never did him, did I? I never did that.
Dig from 2 sides. Dig from the right-hand side too, maybe, if you would. There you go. Thank you.
Stuff's kind of... Wow, that was a lot. I had it set to 1,000, so it is... We're at the bottom of an ocean.
Yeah, your mothership will die.
Yeah, we better get him out of there.
Her.
This will flow down. It will contact that. This was a lot as well. It's a compressed amount, but it's a fixed amount. Those particles are going through some creeper now for the mothership. Some of them are going to die. A lot of them are going to die. A lot of them are dying. Well, he's doing his best, but that means ammo is going to be very short. And the ship just blew. So I have to beam it back in. There's no delay right now. There will be as a constraint. His death left a bunch of sand, which actually stopped the flow of creeper for a little while before it decays. Oh no, get out.
Well, we don't care if that little guy dies. You will die anyway because of the amount of creeper that you've unleashed here.
Yeah.
Everything will die.
Oh, there's the surface of the ocean. It's actually a finite amount, just a lot. This shield will get burnt through and then off it goes.
So there'll be creeper for you to fight on the next video.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for helping out.
Hey, thanks for streaming. Thanks for sharing.